How to get better in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. In today's video I am going to tell you three tips that will help you improve your gameplay. Maybe they will not get you to instantly to Z rank, however applying those tips in your gameplay will improve your win rate. At least I think so. At least those tips helped me a lot to improve my win rate. I think I'm currently S4 in solos and S5 in DP battles. However, like currently I'm not playing that much, or like this whole week I couldn't play that much since I had a lot of things to do in real life. But yeah, with this, let's start with the first tip. The first tip is actually kind of basic. It's just, please do not forget about using your ki blast. What I've been noticing in games a lot of times, people actually do not use their ki blast. It's such like, it's free pressure, exclamation mark, free pressure. Of course it does cost ki. Let me turn my key bar to not infinite. 1 second. Oops. It's this one. As you can see, of course, it costs ki. However, it's just free chip damage. It's free pressure, especially when your enemy, for example, is far away. He's trying to charge up. You can just spam your ki blast at him and annoy him. So you can say always use a ki blast to apply pressure. How do I actually use my ki blast? What I tend to do, for example, if I hit a clean perception, let me show you. So Bojack has to hit me. If I'm hitting a... Wow, okay, until he hit a Sonic's Way. If I'm hitting my perception properly, boom. What I'm doing is, I just spam some ki blast. Okay, he used actually his revenge count on me. So, this, as you can see, I spam my ki blast to stagger him so I can instantly try to combo him. You see, he actually is trying to hit me. He even used his Vanish Assault. I can actually just block him completely off with my ki strikes. Ki blast. So please do not forget to use the ki blast. One important thing actually, as I just saw the Bojack did, is using one move which I see so many times, how it's actually just such a useless move. This one. The Vanishing Assault. It costs you one whole ki bar to use it. And what do you gain from that? Actually not that much, since you're just putting away, like pushing away your enemy. Of course, in some situations you could use it and then, I don't know, trigger your instant sparking or whatever. However, it's so easy to dodge. If he's doing it, you can just either press your block and your character will instantly turn to him, or you can even vanish it, or even perception it. So there's so many ways to counter it. And actually, if your timing is off with the Vanishing Assault, what happens is I can cancel your Vanishing Assault with my ki blast, as I just did before with the Bojack, or even just with hits. If you're trying to use it mid-combo, there will be the little animation of these shiny things, however you will actually get cancelled and just lose 1 bar. So please don't, like, sometimes you can use it, but please don't focus on it. It's just a waste. You can rather use it for a Z-burst, or actually just use your ki blast. One quick tip on like how I'm using it most of the time is, when I'm a little bit far away, you know the game just started, you're spamming some ki blast. You can charge a ki blast and then instantly fly behind your enemy. This actually depends on how fast your ki blasts are traveling. For example, Adult Gohan actually is quite fast. There are some characters, even Bojack has it, it's like super slow balls of energy and they traveling in slow motion. Sometimes you can use it for some cheesy tactics, however it's not that good. But overall, please spam some of your ki blasts. Wait, let me get some ki. Before charging in, charge your ki blast and then use your Z-burst dash to actually land the second your ki blast is landing. So you stagger your enemy and you can use some back shots on him and just drain his health. Last thing would be, actually, like, the ki blasts are perfect counter for, and there is it, for perception. So as you can see, Bojack's holding his perception all the time. What do I do if I just hit him? Okay, well, the bot is so bad. If I hit him, he will just punish me for it. What you can do is, you can actually stagger him and then hit him with your ki blast. As you can see, you're just staggering him, and even like change it up. Use your normal ki blast, charge it up, use your normal ki blast, and so on. And one last tip. You can actually, like, when you're moving and dashing to the side, your ki blast actually travel faster, so keep this in mind sometimes. it may help you out if you're like far away and your enemy is trying to use instant sparking. So just like that, keep that in mind. Then for my second tip, what I've been noticing a lot of times with people are actually like spamming their side dashes. I can understand it's like quite nice to dash around a lot, like it looks like nice, you're trying to outplay your opponent, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And in my opinion, the more complicated you design your gameplay, the less successful you'll be, since you're having a higher rate of failure, I'd say. So the moment you start to like dash 5 times around, in this time your enemy also can dash around, and what will end up happening sometimes is that the enemy will just dash behind you while you're dashing to the side of him, and you just misplayed and you're getting back shots and you're actually losing. So please don't overcomplicate it and actually like mix it up. Sometimes of course you have to use a side dash. What I love to do is like when I'm hitting him, I can use this, I go to the front, to the sides, and then I'm behind him. You see, you do this little dash to the front, I think maybe. Yeah, you actually, most of the time, I think it works right if you're doing dash in the front and to the side. But the other thing is, please utilize your vanishes more often. What I mean by vanish is, like if you're hitting the enemy and then you're using your block button, you're actually teleporting to the side, behind him, or actually far more behind. With this, you're offsetting your opponent sometimes, which is actually quite good, since he might be already like conditioned to people only using sidesteps, so you can be different and just use your vanishes. And one quick tip, or like one bonus tip here, would be to use your vanish to get around blocking enemies. So what do I mean by this? I think a lot of people might have already seen it on YouTube, however I'm just mentioning it again. So as you can see, Bojack is blocking all my attacks. I cannot go through him. What we can do is try to vanish behind him. No, actually it does not work since he's just turning around. So what you should actually do is you hit him 1-2 times. You see you can't, he's blocking it. You vanish behind and then you use your side dash. Use your dash, like X, and then hold your bumper diagonally. So you move like this, really diagonally. What will end up happen is, let me show you. Boom, you're already behind the enemy. The important thing to get here is the timing. You can't just instantly press A when you like press your dash when you just vanished. You have to wait like, I don't know, 200 milliseconds or something is the timing. Then you can do it. This is actually quite a nice way to just get around either perception or just the casual blocks. Also, one bonus tip here is to you can actually counter wild sense with vanishes. What you should do is you hit him like you see top right, your enemy just used 2 of his skill points to activate his wild sense. What you will do is you charge to him, you try to hit him once, of course you won't hit him since his wild sense will trigger, but the moment his wild sense triggers, or basically you don't wait for the wild sense to trigger, you just hit your square button once, your X button, your hit button, and instantly vanish. Instantly. With this you will, like 90% of the time, you will counter the vanish, the wild sense of your enemy. But also beware sometimes what's happening if you're vanishing too often. Of course your enemy can vanish as well. Let me show you if there's even this. Guard encounters, perception, rend, guard responses. Maybe I will try it with the normal. Sorry. Here. Attack strategy vanishing. So actually he can start to vanish on your attacks. And then you can... Oh wait. Of course for the vanish you need full power. You need gear. However, he can vanish your attack. Well, I didn't mean to super counter it. I didn't mean to do this as well. Reaction, sorry. So, he might actually react on your... Oh wow. I am sorry, well we gotta have to watch this little clip or I will cut it out, I don't know yet. So yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the enemy will end up vanishing the moment you vanish, and then you might end up in a vanish chain, and this actually ends up to be kind of complicated. Wow. Okay, yeah, let's forget about that. My last tip is to actually stagger your attacks and yeah, change up your attacks. Like change your attack pattern. Don't just use the same 5 basic attacks all game long, all the time, since the enemy will adapt. This actually applies more to singles than to DP battles. However, still, you should try to hit him once, then maybe you will use a lift strike. After the lift strike, you can use your A button to follow your enemy, and then use your Y button or the triangle button to use a gut punch and to prolong your combo basically. However, keep in mind, you cannot do this indefinitely. For example, with this combo, he will just fly away at some point. How do you, like, I will now show you actually how to cancel this out. So basically what you're gonna do is you will Z burst dash behind your enemy. Like basically burst dashing or like dragon dashing, I don't know the term. Even this is like a cancel for the combo. So what I mean by this, I will show you and then I will explain it to you. So as you can see, I can keep him here in this combo as long as I want, as long as I'm hitting those Z-burst resets. So how am I doing this? Basically, all you gotta do is you dash to the back, and then you Z-burst dash. Actually not that hard, but you have to do it like super quick. Not like this. I mean, it's also working. I need key. Of course, it works also like this. However, to be faster than your opponent, you gotta do it fast. So what you're gonna do is you just press down. You press your charge button, you press your back button, then you fly back and instantly use your Z-burst dash. And how to prepare for this, you basically will use your lift strike, jump up, use a gut punch, and then after the gut punch, important, hit him once or twice, but only once or twice since the timing is really strict. And then you have to hit him with a low sweep. Most of the time it's good to hit like a full charged low sweep, so there's no time for him to react. And if he's not super countering or vanishing those moves, you will keep him in this combo forever, basically, until he's dead. So yeah. And keep in mind, as I already said in the beginning of this tip, please use different stagger attacks. So, I don't know, use your gut punch into your low sweep, then use this 4 rush chain combo. Hit him up again, do the trick I showed you. Yeah, and just keep on comboing him. Don't be predictable, don't use, like, sometimes you can use this one, the standard, like, 5 chain combo. But use it, like, to mix your style up, not to, yeah, don't focus your style on this specifically. So I'm just checking. Yeah, I think this might be actually it. One last thing, maybe, I don't know, for the people that still don't know how to super counter or are still trying to figure it out. One thing that helped me a lot for timing my super counters is not to look, like some of you might already have checked on YouTube, however, like to not check for some lights flashing up or whatever. In my opinion, it's like when there's happening so much things or like so many things, there's no time to check for some flashing lights or whatever. What I would suggest you doing is what I've also, like I've seen it from a YouTuber, I don't know who said it, it was some small YouTuber. He actually told me to just, like in a video he said, go into training session and perfect your vanishing first. As you can see, do this, set your bowjack or whatever on smash attacks and try to perfect your vanishes. And how you actually super counter is, you delay your vanish for like 100 milliseconds. Or something. And this will end up in a super counter. I don't know if I will be able to do it first time. Boom. As you see, like most of the times I can do it, since I'm just like thinking that I have to vanish a little bit later than I'm actually vanishing. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not hitting it at all right now, but this is usually one of the best methods to do it, in my opinion. Not checking for lights, not checking for voices, but just delay your vanish attack, your vanish for like 200 milliseconds or something. If you are doing this, you will actually end up super countering a lot. As you can just see, as you just saw it here, you will be able to do it. However, first you have to perfect your vanishes. So this, let me hit once, boom. You have to hit those like 100% of the time. because you will have the timing of the vanishes, and then you just have to think, oh, I just gonna do it like a tad later. But yeah, this actually sums up my video. I hope you learned something at least, and if you want more of this content, feel free to leave a comment and tell me, and I will put up more tips and tricks on how I am playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.